I'm gonna spend $1,000 on Fiverr for video editing to create an ad for my local business. I'm gonna spend low end, maybe like 15 bucks for some of the cheaper editors, and I'll go up to $200 for more expensive editors. Let's get into this. On Fiverr, we have this video section where you can kind of find specific video things you need, social media videos. I'm gonna scroll around on here. I'll look at this one. It looks like it's top rated, $95. Looks like it's more on the high end. I'll go ahead and open that up. There's a bunch of different clips here. There's people that are creating UGC style. I already filmed the ad itself. They just need to edit it. So everyone's going to be getting a roughly similar video clip. And I'm just kind of looking at what their actual editing looks like, how they do the animations, how they do the graphics, and all of that. So this looks like we have a $15 person right here. So this looks interesting. Hawk Sites. We'll be opening this up as well. And there's basic standard premium packages depending on what you're looking to get done. I think I could get away with maybe something like this $15 one. I'm going to go ahead and continue on this. By the way, I've got scammed by the subscribe thing, accidentally clicking that before. Make sure you click everything to a single order when you're going to go make an order. This should be good. It looks like, honestly, these things are, yeah. Honestly, if they have all of these animation graphics, it's worth it for something like $90. So hopefully that's going to work. What I'm seeing here, though, is for $95, I'm only getting 30 seconds of this edit. So if I want something that's going to be 2 minutes long, that's going to be, you know what? I'll give them something that's like 60 seconds. I'll tell them to trim it down to try to get it into the $165 range. This will be my top tier. Let's see if there's anything else in the middle here. Okay, I have gone through and selected 5 different video editors, and I've gotten all of their different editing. And these are ranging from $15 up to $200 or almost $200. I'm going to walk you through. I have all of the orders are now in. I'm going to walk you through what they gave me, and I'll give you my honest reaction to all of these videos. So let's take a look at what we got. Here over on our orders page, you can see I paid $20, which is actually $15, but there's fees from Fiverr. So $20 for one edit, $46 for the next edit, $86. We're getting the price to jump up a little bit, $120, pretty much $130, and $183. This was kind of the final almost $200 edit. So I'll go in order from cheapest to most expensive, and I want to get your reaction. So we're going to be opening up this edit here, which came from the phenomenal team over at, maybe phenomenal, I don't know, maybe terrible, over at AR Studio. This one seemed promising. They asked if they could add B-roll. They asked if I could send them some clips. I sent them an example of what I liked, which I think is pretty much the best way to go. And I was like, if it's good, I'll order lots. So let's see what we have here. If we open this up, they sent it as a Google Drive link, and let's see what we got. If you're a local service-based business here in the Phoenix Valley, I hate to break it to you, but relying on networking events and referrals is the worst way to grow and scale your business. The number one thing I recommend doing is creating a high-quality podcast, a piece of content that you can Dang, this is good.
Post on your website or anywhere else.
For $15, this is amazing.
Creating something informational and educational for your customers. This is the number one way to get your customers to call you.
Okay, so cheesy B-roll, but like $15, and I like these pop-ups. They even blurred the face of whoever's on there.
Over 4,000 people on the waitlist for my product before I even launch. I was also able to raise over $500,000 in a crowdfunding campaign.
Little glitchy, but I mean, not bad for an ad.
The number one most underutilized form.
One thing I would say is, like, in the future, and obviously in retrospect, I should probably give them some footage of my actual studio.
Started or scaling and upping the production quality on a current podcast you have, click the link below or click the message somewhere on this ad, and let's talk and book a time to come to the studio for a free tour and a free consultation on growing your business through podcasts.
Okay, honestly, my reaction is that this is phenomenal for $15. This is pretty freaking awesome. I'm curious to see what the $200 one. I hope these things just keep getting better and better. $15. This is amazing. A couple glitches on some of the animations, and I wish that I had given them footage of my studio to add for the B-roll. But honestly, it's whatever. Yeah, this is pretty dang good. Let's see what we got. So AR Studio, I'm gonna give this a 5-star review, 100% for $20. That's great. Let's go to our $40 option and see what we got for $46. Okay, so the one thing I wanted to say about this is we had a lot of back and forth, like them needing to like change the price of it and change some things. They wanted to change the deadline. They wanted more time. So I think I originally contacted them on the 13th, and they wanted to change their deadline to have this not be due till the 19th. So the first one I did, they had this thing turned around in like a day or two. And then here we had like a week, and they're kind of pushing it. But they came up with the video, so let's check it out.
If you're a local business owner here in the Valley, it doesn't matter how incredible your services are if all of your ads look like garbage.
Okay, a lot of cuts.
Studio like Podcast Studio AZ to create social media content, podcasts, or any other content to share.
Love the transitions for social media. This is good.
Across as authentic and high quality. This is what we built here at Podcast Studio AZ. I personally started a podcast 2 years ago that was
this is not bad.
Crowdfund campaign that raised over $500,000 for my software startup to help get it off the ground. If you're looking to find new customers, make incredible connections, and get the word out about your business, doing it in a high quality studio environment like this is one of the best ways to do that. Come down to Podcast.
I do think this is better than the $20 one.
Something incredible that shows off your business's incredible services and products.
Yeah, some of the animations on this were awesome. I think for $40, this is totally worth it. This is a little bit longer, or actually no, a little shorter. The last one was a minute. So there's less dead space, I think, maybe because of that. And by the way, when I gave them these videos, they were completely unedited. So like it was me stumbling over my words, and they had to do the edit as well as all the animations and stuff. So this is for $40. I'm actually very happy about this. Was it double as good? I don't know. But honestly, I feel like the first one was just a really good deal. That it was bizarre how good that was for $15. So I'm gonna say this is definitely a 5-star review too. I'm very happy with $40. And there was some cool stuff. So now we go to $86. We doubled 20. Now we're almost doubling that one for this one, which by the way, you can see here the subscription thing. I got sucked into my own trap and accidentally got a subscription that I had to cancel. They do that to you sometimes. So classic Fiverr. All right. This is from the team at Hawk Site. So $86. It was originally, it looked like it was going to be less. They wanted me to send another $40. That's fine, whatever. It's going to be more than they were anticipating because of the length of the video. So I paid it, and they sent the final video. Let's check it out. This is a 2-minute long video. This is the longest one yet. I might even edit this clip that I'm showing you to cut down if there's dead space. I don't know. We're about to find out if this is good, bad, ugly, what.
If you're a business owner in the Phoenix, Arizona Valley, the #1 way you can talk directly to your customer is through a podcast.
I don't love the music. I'm not going to lie.
On social media, your website.
Look at that.
2 years ago.
I got it. Okay. This video, I know I'm picking it apart, but I hate it when people use social media, like the old Twitter logo that doesn't exist anymore. Like this seems like an old outdated Facebook. This is old YouTube. It's just that like this is definitely not relevant. So that bothers me, and the music isn't that good, and I don't like the font, but whatever, I could get over the font. Hopefully this is redeemed. Let's see.
Media, your website, or anywhere else. 2 years ago, I started a podcast for my startup, and
whatever, okay.
It quickly grew to over 3 million downloads. Through this podcast, I was able to do a crowdfunding campaign and raise over $500,000 to get my startup off the ground.
Everyone likes exploding cash when you mention money.
On the wait list for my product before.
There's some good animations there,
started to talk to hundreds of incredible industry professionals that gave me advice and direction along the way to grow my network. The #1 thing I think you can do to grow and scale your business.
I do like this cut in and outs, but it does seem like there's a lot of just me sitting. It's 2 minutes minutes long, so maybe that's why.
Something where you can talk directly to your customers in a way that seems
And I do like the
casual,
swoop
direct,
sound when it
and
zooms in. I mean, for a Facebook ad, you want it to be engaging.
TV commercials or radio ads. Today, people just
Hope I
want
don't
to
get
hear from
copyright
you
strike
talking
for
in
whatever
a
that video
casual,
was.
conversational tone that makes you seem trustworthy and relatable. So if you want to start a podcast, come down.
Okay, I
to
do not like
Podcast
the orange
Studio
color.
AZ for a professional experience. We'll get you set up with the lighting, the mics, the cameras. You don't have to worry about anything.
It seems like the icons they're using aren't very...
Talk to your friends, do an interview with
they're
someone
not
that's
very
incredible
similar.
in your industry, and get the word out
Cohesive.
through podcast content just like this. Your customers are going to love to hear from you. The content you produce is going to seem
And I don't
so
feel like
much
they use a
more
lot of
authentic,
B-roll.
and
This has
it's
just
not
been
a
like
cheesy infomercial.
some
This is
animations
something that people are
and some
actually
text,
excited
and I
to
guess they
listen
pulled
to,
that one
learn from, and
cheesy
get value
commercial
out of.
video
Here
in
at
that
the
I'm probably
Podcast
going to
Studio, we
copyright
charge
strike for.
$150
Oh, this is
for an
cool.
hour recording spot, and in this you get 3 different camera angles, all the professional audio and lighting equipment.
I think they misspelled
and an
Phoenix
in-house
in the
studio
captions earlier.
manager
Okay,
to
this
watch
is
all of the audio,
horrible.
all of the camera, and make sure everything is running smoothly. The
That
entire
legitimately
time.
is the most
Complete
horrible part of
hands-off
the video
approach.
so
You can
far.
sit
Maybe the
down,
video is
record, walk
good.
away
Where was
with
that?
fully
The
live
studio
cut
manager
podcast
animation
episode
looks
ready to go, sent to your email.
looks
if you need help
bad.
with editing or posting or scheduling
Oh, I
or
gotta
any of
find
the other
that
stuff
guy.
after the fact.
Okay, this studio manager does not inspire confidence at all to me. So I would say for an advertisement, this one probably should change. I'd like the animation, how we have like the text and the black background and like a thing popping up. That's cool. This guy kind of is scary. Looks like a clown, someone that might be a scary clown in a circus, but maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Manager to watch all of the audio, all of the camera, and make sure everything is running smoothly the entire time. With a complete hands-off approach, you can sit down, record, walk away with the fully live cut podcast episode ready to go, sent to your email. If you need help with editing or posting or scheduling or any of the other stuff after the fact, we can also help with all of that. If you're interested in booking a free studio tour and having us do a free consultation on your podcast or project, click the link below or the message.
Okay, I like the sound effect, and then click the link. You get the picture. This one I'm not super thrilled with, and it was almost $90. This is $100. I feel like it was longer, and so maybe that's why they wanted to charge more, but I feel like I was getting better quality edits out of the $45 one, and even the $15 one seemed, I don't know, it was shorter, but it seemed like some good edits. So this one, not a huge fan of. There was quite a few weird things, and also not a fan of music, but that's whatever. Let's check out the $120 one. Now we're getting to we're bumping it up. We're almost at $130. When I first ordered this, they wanted to know what the exact timeline was, and I was just like, I mean, pretty much whenever you have it, but there's no specific deadline. I think they wanted to charge me a little bit more than they initially had it listed for. This is fine. It's probably my fault because the video was longer, but it's kind of annoying when you have to pay a little bit more. And we got the video.
If I was a local service-based business here in the Phoenix Valley, the number one thing
This
I
is
would
some
do
awesome
create
editing.
high-quality content just like this.
Yeah, the
talking to
editing's
my
great.
customer.
Holy
Do it on a
smokes.
podcast where you can chop it up into clips, post it on social media, your website, or anywhere else that your customers are looking. The value and the incredible
They put a
thing
lot
about
of work into
creating
the
a podcast
like the
in a
font,
high-quality
having
studio
some
environment
cool
like
colors
this is
and
that
stuff.
It looks authentic, but also it shows your customers that you create high-quality content. It sets you apart as a thought leader in your environment, and also creating a podcast isn't a spammy, salesy, infomercial kind of ad. This is something that
I wonder
people
if
are
like
interested
the
in.
music
You're
is
talking
too
about
loud,
concepts
but
that are
other than
interesting to your
that,
customer, and it makes it so much more
edit's
authentic.
great.
I created a podcast 2 years ago that got over 3 million downloads and got me over 4,000 people on a wait list for my product before I even launched it. If you're looking to grow and scale your business in the Phoenix Valley, the number one way
I do
recommend
appreciate
doing
some
that is
photos
creating
of actually
high-quality
Phoenix.
content in a podcast studio like this, sharing it on social media and anywhere else that your customers
And not outdated
Your customers
social
are
media
constantly
icons.
scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through social media, and if you want to get in front of them, you need to create
And this was a
something
minute and a half,
eye-catching
so
and
it's
high quality.
kind of longer.
Gone are the days of being able to take a grainy iPhone footage and use that as an ad. People just won't convert and resonate with that. If you want to create high quality content, we'd love to have you come down to the studio for a free studio tour and a consultation to explain exactly what we think you can do to grow and scale your business. So click the link below or the message us button somewhere on this ad and book a time for a free tour or to get in touch with us on what we can do for you.
Okay, honestly, I'm pretty impressed by the animations, especially at the beginning. They came out strong with a bunch of really good ones. Is this 6 times as good as the $20 one at the beginning? To be fair, the $20 one at the beginning was only 30 seconds long. So this is about 3 times long. So if we're going off of the length, that first one would have been like $60. So is this twice as good as that first one? To be honest, maybe. This might be twice as good. I'm actually not super mad about this edit. Yeah, they did a good job. I'll probably ask for it without the like a version without the music, and then throw my own music at a lower volume in the background. But otherwise, this edit was pretty good, and this is a 1.5-minute long clip, so it's longer than other ones. So yeah, this one's pretty decent. I'm not like shocked with the value to money, but this one's pretty decent. All right, we are getting to the final video, $200. What is the quality difference between a $20 and a $200? Is this one 10 times better? We're about to find out. Let's get into the final one. All right. I told them they had to do the editing. They were like, okay, fine. They also wanted to change the original date, give them a couple days extra edit. I was fine with that. They needed an extra $60 because it was longer than they thought. I was like, okay, fine. So I gave them more time, gave them more money. And this is our order. Our order is completed. Let's check it out. This is 56 seconds, by the way, mind you. So you kind of have to keep an eye on the time. So the last one that we spent $130 on was about 30 seconds longer, 30% longer. So this one is this is twice as long as the $20 version. So you could say that one should have been like $40 for this same thing. So, we're going to compare this $180 something to what would be like $40 for that first one.
As a local service-based business in the Phoenix Valley, the #1 way to dominate your industry is to be
some pretty intense music. It's a little cheesy of a graphic. I liked the first thing they had on.
Content just like this. They can be chopped up.
Music is probably a little too intense, but it's got some cool graphics.
Are currently already consuming information and listening. Gone are the days of relying on Angie's List or networking events to try to get new customers. If you're able to grow and
stock footage that hopefully doesn't get copyright strike.
Forms of social media, you will become the best known in your industry.
That seemed like a murder mystery podcast.
3 million downloads now.
Simon Sinek. I feel like they're stealing other people's stuff that are going to get mad at me.
Event launch. To record a high-quality podcast with incredible production in a studio just like this, click the link below or the message button somewhere on this ad. You can schedule a time to give you a free studio tour to talk about how you can become the best known in your industry by recording a high-quality podcast just like this.
Okay. That ending there was pretty amazing with me flickering out and disappearing. They had some cool effects. $200 though? I don't know if I would pay $200 again for the same gig. I think I'm going to ask for it without the music, and I'll put my own music in there, and then I think that will change it a lot to just have like quieter music or maybe different music. Is this 10 times better than the $20? I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm probably going to order from that $20 person a lot of videos that are 30 seconds long. I'll probably order a handful from the $40 one. Once in a while, I might order from the person at $20. I don't think I'm going to get around to doing this $200 one again. I just like 10 videos from that first person or I guess because it was half the time. So like 5 videos from them versus 1 here. I don't know if I can justify it. This wasn't bad. Okay, only one of these videos I solidly would say was like bad and I did not like it, and I think that was the $80 one. But otherwise, this was good, but I don't think it's worth the money. And it has a cool effect at the end where I flicker out and disappear, but was it worth $200? Probably not the bang for the buck. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video today, if you're ever looking to grow or scale your business using a podcast, I would love for you to check out my podcast course. I have a course all about everything you need to know to start from zero, to how I got 3 million downloads on my podcast, all the software, all the systems, all the processes I use, and how I was able to scale up the entire podcast, all the growth hacks. It's all in the course. So you can check that out in the description. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will catch you next time.